Thank you, sir. There are 24 members of this team. 20 are physically here. 4 are unable to join us physically. But specifically, sir, Professor Francis Egbonhare was to be part of this team. By way of retrospect, this team was set up by Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, on the 9th of October 2020. Then we're just 11 members, and the mandate of this team was reflected in 3 terms of reference, which, with Your Excellency's permission, I'd like to just read out. To take stock of the present administration's activities, then the last administration, over the last 4 years, including its set targets, achievements, and challenges. The second one was to set an agenda for the incoming administration, which is this one, taking cognizance of ongoing projects, proposed developmental and transformational programs, and electioneering campaign promises. And then the third was to produce a comprehensive report for reference purposes. We worked to ensure that we fulfilled these terms of reference, and on the 10th of November 2020, we presented a report to Your Excellency. But at that report presentation event, Your Excellency expanded the mandate of the committee as well as its membership. Your Excellency increased the membership of the committee to 24. So that's why we're now a 24-member committee. We have worked very hard within the limits of our powers to fulfill the mandate of this committee, which was reflected in 5 terms of reference, the expanded committee, 5 terms of reference, 3 of which were the terms of reference of the first committee, and the other 2 were to interact with ministries, departments and agencies and other institutions towards placing a governance structure that can deliver on the mega agenda of government, and then finally to engage stakeholders, obtain feedback from them, and seek their input in developing a proper and effective governance framework. Your Excellency, we have worked and we have our second report, which we refer to as the volume 2 of our report to present today. Your Excellency, just to go through a bit of the reports that we have. The first report had a total of 483 pages, which we presented to Your Excellency initially. Then the second report is of 209 pages, which we intend, by the grace of God, to present to Your Excellency this afternoon. In this report today, we have also taken cognizance of what we did the last time. We looked at the thematic pillars, worked along the thematic pillars. As a matter of fact, the subcommittees we set up were based on each of these thematic pillars. And the report today, sir, first we have the executive summary, which is at pages Roman 14 to Roman 16. And then we have the reports of each thematic pillar. The institutional from page 3 to 11, social welfare 12 to 19, infrastructure 20 to 30, environmental sustainability 31 to 41, culture and tourism 42 to 54. Economic revolution 55 to 68. We have also made key recommendations which are part of this report, sir. In the course of our work, Your Excellency, we had some engagements, one of which was the anti-open grazing bill engagement, which Your Excellency graciously chaired. It was quite a successful engagement and has resulted in the craft of a bill which is now before ESCO. We also had other engagements, and overall we have made a report separately of the financials concerning those engagements, and that report is before Your Excellency. Just to also mention, Your Excellency, sir, that in the first report we're very careful to take ministry by ministry, department by department, agency by agency, and the issues we felt would engage the attention of commissioners and heads of those ministries and departments of agencies were spelled out, and were proffered solutions to some of the things we felt would be teething problems or problems that those ministries are currently facing, with a view to ensuring that those ministries are able to help Your Excellency deliver on the mega agenda. So, Your Excellency, I have the honor now to present, I think there are 10 copies, right? the report on behalf of the committees to Your Excellency. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Governor, we wish to entertain two of the comments from members before we resume.
Let me start by wishing each and every member of the Transition Committee to have a very, very happy, prosperous, and safe New Year. First, I want to express my profound gratitude to each and every member, both home and abroad. Omini. For this sacrifice in working with us over the last 16 months. January 10th, Monday, made it exactly 16 months that you started working. And you preceded our inauguration, if you remember. Because we were very clear in our minds that we wanted to reposition and redefine governance in Edo State. And we wanted a guide, we wanted a compass. And there's no doubt, just looking at the first volume and the second volume of the reports you published, that you have served as that compass for us. And it is an instrument, document that will continue to guide us as we go through this very tedious process of reform and transformation of the state. We're very, very fortunate that in putting this team together, we had the benefits of perhaps experiences from the best in our state, and from a very wide spectrum of opinions, from our political leaders to people, clergy, men, to people from academia, from the professions, so from government itself. So that's depth and wealth of experience has been brought to bear in the work you've done in the last 16 months for us. The way you conducted the affairs of the committee has also been an eye-opener. This is one committee that has accounted for every kobo that they collected from government in running the affairs of the committee. And they're there to be audited. There's nothing, I've not worked with any committee that has done this in government. Every kobo, and I mean it. After every event, they give me a breakdown of how every kobo was spent. And in several cases, they have actually refunded monies that were not spent back to government. And so they've set an example for us. And the words are not sufficient to express our gratitude for showing us the way. You also did some things as a committee. For me, if we were to pay you, we would not be able to pay you enough. Because I know this, for you, you came out and said, this was your own commitment to Edo. You didn't charge us. You took time out, held sessions with citizens across a whole range of issues. Engaged citizens, got information, got data, which has enriched the report. And I can assure you that from this weekend, I'm taking a whole team on a retreat. And this is going to be a reference document in our conversations. It's not that you have come up, with anything's new. No, the issues have been the same old issues. Why is a door not working at the optimum, the pace it should work? But you have, because of your collective and diverse opinions, you'll be able to come together to say, you know what, perhaps you should begin to look at issues from these perspectives. As I said, we can go on and on and on. But I think the greatest service to you and the work you have done is for us to take this and now go through as we begin the process of having a full team in terms of cabinet, political appointees to now run with. The other thing you have done, you may not appreciate, is that in resolving the problem, the challenge of how do you sustain what you have started as a government, you have also given us a roadmap and enough information which is going to go into our 30-year development plan for Edo State. Don't be surprised if we come back to you in this new exercise, because we will need a bit more data, we will need more insights, and need more analysis of some of the items and trends you have identified across the spectrum in that, putting that document together. Because yes, people create transition committees, and when you get into after you come into office, it's another report you set aside. No, this is not one report you can set aside, because it has implications for other things for tomorrow for us. So as the planning teams commence their work, you may not be surprised if you get calls occasionally to say, please, we have looked at this, we looked at that, can you give us a bit more insights into your thinking on these areas? Because what we want to leave for Edo people is a clear roadmap that a child in primary 6 today will know clearly that this is the promise for them. That when they are 30 years, when they are 40, this is where Edo should be. These are the number of roads that should be constructed in this area. This is what the educational system should be like. This is how it should compare with what happens everywhere else. Maybe everybody should know it's their government. That is the only way we can sustain the legacy that you have started, helped us to start to build. I don't see one man coming to this country, whether he's president or anything tomorrow, to change Nigeria overnight. It is not possible. So we should stop looking at the change that will come into this country from the perspective of one strong man or some strong men coming to change. They can't. Nigeria has passed that stage. It is only strong institutions, strong systems and processes that can change Nigeria. There can't be any miracle. Forget about everybody aspiring to be president. You have no miracle, except that the miracle is that whoever wants to lead this country needs to understand that he has to collect a wide spectrum of people across the country to begin to rebuild the institutions in this country. And that is exactly what you have helped me do. And Edo people will forever be grateful to you for this labor of love. And I cannot say it all now, except just to say we appreciate you, we thank you, and even if we cannot reward you God Almighty will reward you. Thank you very much.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.